on in, everyone. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Welcome on in. Erratic Phoenix, Zeph, glad to have you, Sweet Beans. Welcome on in, Ilianos, glad to have you as well. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Fine Point. Welcome on in, who else we got? Welcome on in, Nord Guy. Welcome on in, Gadget. I think I got everyone. If I missed you, feel free to add me and be like, oh yeah, welcome on Suda. Glad to have you. I think I saw Suda. There you are. But yeah, welcome on in. Happy Again Friday. Congrats on making it through the week. Welcome on Kronos, welcome on Monkey, welcome on Cossack, glad to have you well. I don't know if, wait, oh shit, you can't hear Crisp on this I got it genetically, that's right, I got Nep autism, I swear to fucking, god damn it. I didn't even know that you stream on a Tuesday. Yeah, I stream every Tuesday, welcome on Death Nation. At least I try to. You know what, fair. I do appreciate being able to return to the third dimension. I'm sorry I wasn't able to stream yesterday. Oh, I see now why you gave me back my dimension, my third dimension. You gave it back to me exclusively because I was looking... You gave it back to me exclusively to throw a fucking borb in my head. That one didn't even get close. I hate the very slow borb. The extremely slow borb does not do it. But yeah. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. As you were. Okay, that's the ultimate power move. That is the single most powerful series of redeems I think I've ever fucking seen. Well, come on, Apex Rice. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Set. Oh. What's up, Chris?
Starky, wanna have a stroke?
I do not. What?
Wanted to then have to if then again the stroke wanna?
No. Welcome on, Cam. Cool. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. But yeah, Zeph, you don't have to worry. As far as I can tell, Sherma is safe. Iliano stole Starky's death. I've been flattened. My character has been reduced to silly scientist. It's like my deeply traumatic backstory didn't even happen. But yeah, no. Also, so yeah, Zeth asked, is my voice safe? Is he alright? Yes, Sherma is fine. And then Norgay said, bro, call me poor, but all the games I wanted to play have been Warframe or Indies. No, I genuinely think that that's the play. I don't think that there has been a single AAA game that's been worth playing in the last decade. Yeah, and I'm still railing about the unnamed Pilgrim. I'm sorry to say this, Phoenix, but that Pilgrim did have a name. You just only learn it after they start their pilgrimage. Okay, but if we add a fourth dimension, how would that even work? Triple trash games? Honestly, yeah. That's about where I'm at with them, to be honest. But yeah, we continue to work on this. What is this? Good question. What's up, Chris?
Hey Starky, I'm going to Memphis next month for my last fall break before graduation, and my grandfather booked a 4-night stay at an expensive hotel and it feels super weird because I'm not used to expensive things. I feel like lobster on RN.
Welcome to the lobster. I'm glad I have you, Sweet Bean. I feel like lost the lobster voiton right now. I have no idea what lobster voiton is, but I assume that that's like an expensive lobster-based dish. Oh, son of a bitch. How did I miss that? Okay, it's fine. It's fine. New Pokemon game that is not out yet has announced DLC already. It's really funny. Boy, I'm so glad I have literally no interest in Switch 2 anymore. Using a dark power, Zeph turned the unsuspecting bird StarkyMorph into a box, much to his surprise and humiliation. So we saw him get forced into a box. I mean, you're not going to see the box process, but you will see me in the box. Team Cherry games are my slow release, and it's not a joke. I mean, listen, I genuinely think, like... I genuinely think that, like... Oh, also, this fucking banger. Christopher Larkin, though, had such... Christopher Larkin is such a fucking, like... I love his stuff. But yeah, no. I'm trying to think of like, so like for in Silk Song, I've officially completed the first ending, which is to say the one that's the easier of the two to acquire. I'm assuming there's two. There might be more. But yeah, no. So I've gotten the first ending, and it was genuinely fascinating. It wasn't good, but it was fascinating. So like, yeah, I'm trying to think, like where. I'm trying to think, like how to describe it. I'm slowly like combing through the map, and I've discovered that there's like 8 or 9 sub areas that I completely missed, and yeah, suffice it to say, my first pass through the game was bordering on like as bare bones as it could possibly have been. So I'm currently emotionally preparing to do the reincarnation of the pale flower quest, because that thing came back, but with a twist this time. And then Porque Whistle Kawaii. Hey, hey, monkey. Stop that with the language. Also, it should just be Whis. I don't think that's. I think Whistle is specifically plural. Welcome on, Instinctive Al. Glad you, Sweet Bean. Also, yes, I do love the fact that the game has a fucking Phantom of the Opera reference. It's one of my, it's so far as I think one of my favorite bosses because of just how completely ridiculous it is. But it's also like perfectly fitting on theme. French derogatory. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no. I should, like, other than that, like, it's just been like a weird day. It is also a bitch to get to. Oh yeah, I was stumped on that, like, because to get to there you have to basically solve like a puzzle, and like I was stumped on it for a while until I realized, wait, there's this thing that's like, I thought was a background element, but it does seem kind of important. Someone gets me a different level, like a primal, like I'm a monkey, and I've sworn my life to revenge of the baguette that broke my jaw. The fucked up thing is I don't know off the top of my head if you've actually fucked up your jaw with a baguette or not. That you could be memeing me, but you also could be entirely sincere. And I feel like either option is funny in its own way. Okay. I couldn't possibly tell you. I passed out and woke up impaled on a tower. What if it's both? It could. That's the funny answer. Is like he thinks he's fucking with me, but like he actually just has like trauma associated with baguettes so severe that like it's like blanked itself from his mind. Okay. I have to erase this, and I have to figure out how the fuck I'm gonna. God, ropes are a pain to draw. Okay, I'm bumping up stabilization. There we go. Expressing yourself subliminally is a passive frustration with the language's structure. To be fair, the language's structure, like the structure of the French language itself, is not intrinsically bad. It's just that the way that the French is spelled is literally like not designed by humans. Like it literally exists because of like the like construction of French as a written language is like exclusively a media thing, like a legacy thing. I genuinely think like if they fixed like if they made French like reworked French to make the spelling consistent, it would be genuinely a joy to learn. But as it stands right now, reading it makes me want to shit myself inside out. And then flip them the birds, so that way the inside out bird. But no. Okay, but yeah, no, like today was just like, you know, yesterday, like my body just gave me like a signal to be like, hey, you're not like, I wasn't doing bad. But like I was definitely like my body just gave me the signal to be like, do not fucking try to stream tonight. So I'm like, okay. I kind of credit it to like leftover fatigue caused by my COVID and flu shots. But yeah, no, like I am sorry I took yesterday off, but I do think it was probably for the best for my own well-being. Okay, this will be the second to last knot. We have one more knot because I forgot about this fucking section. But you know, other than playing a lot of Hollow Knight and just like getting through work, which work today was frustrating, but like I don't want to get into the specifics of that. Cause...
I had a conversation with a new coworker in Spanish, and I expressed that I wasn't confident I was good enough to consider my Spanish as a genuine skill, and she looked at me confused AF.
I mean, listen, I feel like that's very much like the, no. I feel like that's very much the kind of thing where it's like, it's almost like if you are confident enough with a language to recognize that you have a lot left to learn, you like, you know, it's, Dunning-Kruger for languages specifically, I feel like is particularly brutal. Because like, you know, like, the ability to express yourself is like so foundational to the way that people are that like I feel like if, you know, like you are far more cognizant of your limitations when it comes to language than the people around you are. And I notice this a lot actually with because like I've been trying to interact more with the Spanish speaking side of Twitch. Welcome on to Ruffles, good to have you, Sweet Bean. I've been trying to interact with, you know, the Spanish speaking side of Twitch, and I was fucking flabbergasted when like a couple of them have been like, yeah, no, my English isn't good. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, you have an, welcome on Cornflake Girl, good to have you, Sweet Bean. It's like, yeah, you have an accent, but like, I'm able to understand you and you're using like correct grammar and tenses. Like, your English is really solid. Like, my big thing is like, I'm always nervous when I speak Spanish that I'm using like incorrect tenses and grammars and shit. So like I'm perpetually in the anxiety pit of being like, is it which version of fucking Usted am I using? Which version of Ser? I want to say have, has, had. How the fuck do I formulate that in Spanish? And of course, I am also like eminently aware, like deeply aware of my what's up, Chris?
Hi queefs, queens and queers. I've been freed from my cage and I'm going to make it everyone else's problem. I will now cast a spell of infinite destruction sosin sonkeros soon zasanko lose sig son son gira sumch sans fer sonk sosagaso og sumon son solens and on sungus.
What the fuck's a perfect and why is it happening to me right now? Oh, I got like a YouTube short that was like, hey, English, what type of tenses are you working with? And it's in like English, has 5 of them. And it's like, oh, hey, Spanish, what about you? What kind of conjugations do you have? And it's like got like it. They just keep fucking coming. But no, like that's the thing that makes me incredibly anxious whenever I speak Spanish. I'm like, am I using the right tenses? Am I fucking up? Like, do like the, you know, the number and genders of the things match? I've seen this exact video. So the entire time I'm just fucking like, I'm just shitting myself inside out. I'm like, I think that's also a big part of like why I tend to do a lot better with like, am I saying correctly? But no, like that, you know, that's like the internal anxiety with fucking Spanish is I'm just like, am I, you know? I think that's like why I'm a little bit better at writing and reading in Spanish, because like I have that ability to like really like take my time, be like, okay, is this the correct form? Is this the correct tense? Am I using the like, you know, the correct conjugation? Whereas like it's spoken Spanish, I'm like, why? Okay, like when my brain interprets spoken Spanish, I actually like break it down to like caveman level, where like my brain I you know I look at the structure of the sentence they're creating using like the specific like, you know, look like I'm like, oh, you know, like, oh, okay, it's like, you know. I am, was it, was being is. They have to save in the hydrate. But no, it's like just panic. It fucking like invades my body. Um because it's, you know, um so like if I said like, you know, like if I said in Spanish like, oh, you know, I went to the you know, library to relax during last weekend, I'd be like it'd be like fue a la biblioteca la semana pasada para descansar. And like, you know, like that translates, but I'm not entirely sure I use the correct version of ear, which was the fue, because Spanish conjugation makes me incredibly anxious. Actualmente soy gringordo. Pues, eres gringuísima, gringuísimo. How do you spell gringuísimo? I need someone who's Spanish, like a native Spanish, to be like, is it like, do you use the like NG? Do you have to put the U there? Do you have to, like, is this U necessary to be like, yes, it's gringuísimo? I still love that's my first Spanish pun. I'm still fucking like, I'm still stun locked by my own abject failure to Spanish properly by forgetting that ano is in fact a valid Spanish word. I basically committed the equivalent of the like, oh, yo soy embarazado, like where I, you know, embarazado does not mean it does not mean embarrassed, it means pregnant. Which is funny because I never really have heard Spanish speakers, because, you know, it's the furry fandom, so like they'll, you know, I never really have heard like Spanish speakers like, yes, verb is pognant. If you want something grammatically easy to pick up Chinese, you just put words together and it just makes sense, no conjugating, at least so far. You see, the problem with that is I have to, A, learn how to read another language, B, learn how to speak a tonal language, which is so far on my no the fuck absolutely not list that, like, you could... what's the fucking... I can't make the fucking Leon Massey joke here. God damn it. But reading is the best part. Okay. One of the best things about Chinese is the Hanzi. I'm assuming that's like the like alphabet or something analogous to it. Okay, free me from this. Free me from this prison I find myself trapped in. I would like to be freed from I feel like I'm very close to being able to, like, I guess the next step is working on shading. Oh god, did I feature creep myself on this piece? I really hope I didn't. Lord knows that I realistically probably very much did, though. Oh yeah, no. Um, definitely learning. I think the scariest thing for me about like the concept of like learning Chinese is the fact that it is a tonal language. And I'm not tone deaf, but I definitely don't have consistent tone. And like the idea of like, oh, like, you know, like this is the tone associated with these four words, or like, you know, like this is the tone associated with this word for like this, this specific meaning. And I'm like, no, I'm absolutely not going to be able to keep track of all that. Okay, how's this move the sketch? Okay. I think this is at least workable. I'm looking at that and I'm like, the Cyrillic alphabet has also been adapted to Chinese languages. I think I know vaguely how to do the Cyrillic alphabet a little bit. I tried to learn Russian, and then I got to a point where there wasn't a Russian keyboard built into the app I was using. I think it was like fucking it was like Duolingo. I was trying to learn Russian on, and then it was it was like, oh, you type this character, and I'm like, that character. It doesn't have a fucking. I can't. I don't have a Russian keyboard on my fucking phone. And yeah, that's the story of how I gave up trying to learn Russian. Why does Cyril get his own alphabet? I think because he started a cult. I'm not 100% sure.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
What's up, Crisp?
Como que como.
How dare you call me that? Welcome on, Akabor. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Oh, god damn it. I undid the split. Here, merge those again. Nope, do not merge visible layers. Merge selected layers. I do love that little, like, the, like, last frame zoom in is very silly. But yeah, welcome on in. We're continuing to work on art. I found it sentences to inflict pain to people learning Spanish. There's plenty of those. There are plenty of those, I promise. Okay. I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do for the wood texturing. I can fail to comprehend better than you can possibly imagine. I'm gonna do one more. Una llama de llama que se llama llama a llama otra llama. I'm sure that means something. I cannot be bothered to figure out what it means. Okay. Oh, hold up, that...
Wretch, wretch,
What's up, Chris?
we're the wretch.
Couldn't you fly stealthy enough from trees to trees earlier? Now there's magpies flying above us.
I mean, listen, those, you know, just release the Borbs. The Borbs will take care of it, probably. But you know, I'm mostly just like this week has just been weirdly tiring. When my friends who spoke Chinese as one of their home languages told me that you can be generally understood even if you use incorrect tones by accident and it's all about practicing, I suppose that's fair. Still does seem like a you know I might, but like that's like, you know, that's very low on the priority list, shall we say. So I found the video of the rundown of kudzu I mentioned the other day. Okay. That's not... Yes, remove you. I forgot about the tail. That gets entirely hidden when he wears a shirt. But yeah, no. So what's... we were talking about kudzu in like I'm presumably in the context of like being able to eat it. I'll be honest with you. I would pick up Spanish at one point. The Spanish I took in school really stressed me out. Spanish isn't that bad. It has a lot of like nuance to it, shall we say. There's a lot you need to keep track of. Oh, son of a bitch. Hold up. Merge with layer below. Okay. Okay, I was in the wrong layer. Oh god, okay. I should really... Part of me wants to like experiment with the idea of like part of me wants to experiment a little bit with the idea of like doing I remember that's where you're like 20 different ways to say you ways to say you depending on the way you are. Well, okay, so there's two like words for is in Spanish. Estar and ser. And my it wasn't necessarily drilled as heavily into me for my experience with Spanish. Is my understanding is that for you use like estar for more like like transient properties of something, and like ser for more permanent properties. So no, if you went to the you know, like if you want to say like where you're from, you would use like ser because like that's not changing. So where the Borb drones. Also something about verbs and shoes. I'm not sure about that. The Borb drones are somewhere on this PC. Not having been worked on for a hot minute. Okay. Part of me wants to like soy gringo, estoy sin pantalones. Yeah, like that's like he is a gringo, but he is not wearing pants. You know? Like that's kind of vaguely the stuff you're looking for. Yeah, like he could put on pants, but he's not going to stop being a gringo. Oh, stem changing verbs? We were taught to use the shoes method for that. I am unfamiliar with the shoe method, I won't lie. This is new to me. I need a... You see, it's a metaphor. The sock is a condom, the foot is... I think the metaphor hasn't even begun, and I already think it's starting to break down. Okay. Foot go in sock, sock go in foot. If no put sock on, shoe get pognant. What? What the fuck? What does that mean? I need you to explain. What the fuck does that mean? It's a metaphor? For what? You basically draw a shoe around the pronouns that changes the verb stem. Oh, okay, I remember this now. There we go. Because a serious time, it's one of those ways where people get around no sex ed laws to talk about wearing socks during shoes activities and making sure you roll the sock down from the pit of your foot. And okay, interesting. There are laws that prevent people from teaching sex ed. That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Which means naturally, of course they exist. The South. The South derogatory. I feel bad for anyone who has to live in the South. Except for the people that continue to, like, enable that kind of shit. Okay, how the fuck do I do... Oh my god, this song. Time for me to figure out how to do, like, Time to figure out how I want to do waves. I feel like they're gonna be more... You know, it's actually so they're going to be like kind of like waves, and then like it's naturally as time goes on going to become like a little bit like, you know, like more severe at the front and then, you know, more relaxed. Isn't that a massage? Actually, this is 3-phase power. Actually, okay. I think I now know how I want to do, like... Okay. I can't subject matter drift so much harder than I should. Okay. So we're looking at like V shapes, right? But we need to counterbalance that the fact, okay. Okay, so this is the basic structure, I think, for the waves. That makes a lot of sense. It is fucked up to some degree that my brain, that like I'm able to be like, yes, you're welcome on it, Brianna. Glad I have you, sweet bean. My fucking ass can't fucking summon the idea that like, oh, this is the way the waves are supposed to be looked. But like, if I think about it from a fucking like physics point of view, I'd be like, oh yeah, so it's, you know, if we simplify it down, it's just like a triangular, you know, the waves go out like this, and then like some of them go like, you know, like my fucking. Why is it easier for me to think in fucking physics terms than it is to think in art terms? Fucking ass as opposed to a shitting ass. The legendary third hole. Anyways, because you were a nerd, fair enough. Because I don't want like perfectly clean lines. I wish there was like I'm sure there's like a brush I can do that gives me like let's try this real quick. Okay, if we move the Part of me is like, at some point you have to fucking make the you have to make peace with the, you got feathers, use the feathers as a brush, dummy. This is like one of the instances where like it would reasonably be a little bit easier to do something in paper rather than digital, because like basically what I want to add is like texture lines. Something like this. The song's a banger, but also a little bit loud. There we go. Okay, now let's see if I can figure out how I want to do the wave formation. Welcome on, Shadrach. Glad to have you, sweet bean. I'm currently trying to figure out waves. When your art gets so good, what the fuck? To be fair, I've spent how many streams on this? This is this is maybe, let's see, the line, like the sketch alone was like I think 3 streams, which is about 10 hours. And I've spent an equal amount of time just line arting the damn thing, so the answer is I spent a fuck ton of time and effort on this one. But yeah, no. Most, like, because it definitely shows. Yeah, that makes me happy to hear. That like the effort I'm putting in is apparent. Looks nothing like I've seen you produce before. It's definitely been like, I definitely like I look at this and I don't know if it's just like me, because like I know my own style. I could definitely tell it's mine, but like this is to some degree like a level above what I'm usually able to produce. I think in large part because I was because I'm very motivated with it. But yeah, I think this is gonna be, as long as I don't biff it super hard on like the shading and coloring step, this will probably be my best piece for like a while. This will be the thing I share when I'm like, yeah, look at my art, you know? But, you know, that actually makes me really, really happy to hear, especially coming from another artist, where I'm like, I'm doing it, Gary. This is worth more than being proud. This is more than worth being proud of. Oh, for sure. Like, as much of a struggle as this one has been, I'm definitely, how do waves work? It's kind of just like, I guess like they don't really come to like this kind of like a defined edge, as much as they just kind of like hmm. Yeah, no, oh yeah, no wonder this sounded familiar. This has been a lot of like, because I've gone back and redrawn a ton of stuff. Oh, that reminds me. What do I need to do? I think I was playing it safe with the expression, but I think for the kind of piece I'm working on, I need to adjust the eyes a little bit. Which is gonna be a little bit of a pain in the dick, because I, made the mistake of I made the mistake of committing it to line art, so I have to fucking, like, the funny thing is, like, usually, like, when it comes to, like, pieces I make for other people, I'm, like, way more reserved. Like, I tend to play it a lot safer. What happened to the 3D Starky? I got someone took my third dimension. There we go. That looks significantly better. But when I do things for when I do art for other people, I usually try to be like not more reserved, but like I tend to stick to like the things I'm comfortable using. Whereas I feel like with this one, I very much kind of like went out of my way to like, try my hand at doing something that's a little more complicated and difficult. I have been returned to the third dimension. Have been interesting times we live in. Life's been a little hectic recently. Work struggles, and the last weekend having to get my flu and COVID shot. I'm cold, Gib. All right, fair enough. There we go. That looks a little bit. Fun fact: alcohol is gay because when you drink it, you can't think straight. Welcome on Vice the Goober. Glad to have you, Sweet Bane. There we go. Shirtless Starky woo. That fucking... There we go. Here, let's erase this. That way I'm no longer like, I'm not trying to confine myself. That might be a bit excessive. Let's try it with the other eye and see if like maybe it's just a case of like it looks so you know, extreme compared to the other eye that like my brain is like, yeah, it doesn't look right. The song is about wishing death on minor inconveniences. I relate so deeply to this song. Okay. Speaking of minor inconveniences, thank you, Ileanos. I will be deceased very briefly. I wish there wasn't like such a variable timing for like the VNN thing. Hmm.
Wretch, wretch, we're the wretch.
What's up, Chris?
Fun fact, while most Vocaloid songs are depressing, the Vocaloid community has unanimously agreed that Len is the designated horny one, for some reason.
Isn't he like a child? Isn't he like the Isn't he like the golden haired, like the blonde kid, the male version? Why? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know why. Len also gets to be murdered. Len always dies. Okay, that's adorable. I think I want to maybe bring the top of these like and flatten it just a bit. Just that way it looks a little bit like just a little bit contained. Not like he's like wide-eyeing himself, like, you know. Yeah, there we go. That does a lot. Like that small little change does a lot to help like make it feel a little bit more, you know, less manic is what we're looking for. We're looking for happy but not manic. Okay. To be fair, like I do kind of like, you know, a lot of people come like hang out and watch the art process. I don't necessarily I guess I can kind of understand it, although usually like when I watch artists, it's during my work day. So like, when I think about watching artists, a lot of it in my mind comes down to like, oh, I'm watching like DA or like Kusa or someone like, where like I'm working and then like I get to like check in every so often to see the progress they're making. Yay, 3D Starky. I've been returned. My dimensionality. Okay. So, like, I guess to be fair, like, watching the artistic process is also, like, to some degree, watching someone, like, figure out a puzzle.
Wretch, wretch,
What's up, Chris?
the wretch.
Question Starky, why is it considered mean to beat my friends up by throwing hammers, tomatoes, and bricks at them?
Because that causes physical pain. I think that, like, that tends to be the major, issue, is my understanding. Okay. I relate to this song as someone who's perpetually the third wheel. I vibe. This is my vibe. It's just dodge the hammer, SMH. That's like you're missing the point a little bit. Okay. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Drawing water is actually kind of fun. Because it's a lot of, like, really long flowing shapes. I never thought I feel like if you had asked me that during, like, if you told me at the beginning of my artistic journey that I'd be like, yeah, drawing something with long flowing shapes is fun, I'd probably be like, what the fuck happened? Oh, when my friends fell for a phishing scam? Oh. Well, that sucks, but... There we go. That's more what we're looking for. Does that read enough like a wave? I think so. Okay. I think based on the waves. Welcome on in, Sig. You're glad to have you, Sweet Bean. How you holding up? Happy I can. Congrats on surviving the Friday. I guess to be fair, based on where you are, you might still have an hour left. Okay. Thank you for shouting out Segir. All right. I think based on the way I've accidentally drawn the waves, there's like an implied there's like an implied upshoot here. Again, Why is it easier for me to think of this in physics terms? Like it's incidentally the case where like this is really, really good for like the framing, but I think this is also physically speaking how this would work. Thank you for the lizard, for the 10 base for the lizard. Oh, is this your is this the person you is this the other Twitch person that you hang out a lot with? Lizard. 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 I need to, you know what? October I'm probably going to do like a werewolf piece, I think. 1 second, Lunar's about to reach the end of Act 1 in 33. Hold up. Can we hold up. I kind of want to watch that. Do we take a break from my stream to watch Lunars? I'm actually low-key kind of tempted. Do it. Hold up. Because Lunar is very much the kind of person who loves story-based games, and if he's managed to get there without being spoiled. Where's Lunar Buho? How close is he? Like is he in the cutscene? I mostly just want to see him. Wait, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that because there's people here who might be willing to play Expedition 33. I'll just watch the VOD afterwards. Because that is the ending of Act 1 is a huge fucking spoiler. And I can just watch it later. Yeah, that's why I didn't go into detail. That's fair. You know what? That's it's a different streamer. He's a Minecraft streamer in the family of Minecrafters I watch. Fair enough. Okay, so then the water chute would come up here. You know, I'll probably tune into his stream after this. Maybe we should raid into Lunar. Nah. I'm like, do I want it now? Again, I'll probably just be like chilling in Lunar stream afterwards. It's actually great having finished that game now because like it means I get to react. I get to see like all of the other people, you know, freak out about the same thing. I was like, holy shit! Welcome on, Ocean. I'm glad you're sweeping though. I feel like this song in particular is from a piece of media that I do not know. TennoCon. Oh, this is from Warframe. Okay. Weird. Okay. I don't know, like I definitely feel like that I like this song and like my brain is attached to like it's like it is a song that was made for another piece of media. It might just be like the case where like it took off hard enough where like it became something that people enjoyed in their own right, kind of like in the same vein as like Golden. Okay. I didn't mean to summon you know, K-pop Demon Hunters music with by mentioning Golden, but I am glad that it is here. To be fair, I am excited that we're getting more K-pop Demon Hunters, but I do also recognize that if it's going to be good, it's probably going to take a little while. So, you know, the way to be fair, my waiting skills are great now. I expect it to be good, but not as good. That's fair. I think also, like, having gone the first Silk Song ending, I think that at this point, I'm willing to say that Claire Expedition is my game of the year. Silk Song's great, and it still has time to change that, mind you, but I think currently the totality of Claire Obscure is a little bit better than Silk Song in my mind. But honestly, I would be happy with either getting game of the year. Like, there's valid reasons in my mind where I'm like, if someone told me it's like, yeah, my game of the year is Claire Obscure, I'd be like, I understand. If they said my game of the year is Silk Song, I'd be like, I completely get it, you know? Check this out. It's a seal. It's kind of a banger. Okay. But, like next, I think for October I'm gonna try my first official TF piece. Can I quote what someone on the server I'm on said about Borderlands 4 and how it runs? Go for it. Has Dirtman vibes, not gonna lie. Dirtman. You put a little dirt under your pillow for the Dirtman. In case he comes to town. I like how there was when I was on TikTok, there was like someone who was like, yes, I'm the boyfriend speaker. She was like, yes, I will translate the dumb shit that men do to you. And she looked at Dirtman and was like, I'm not even gonna fucking try. Let the men have this one. You should invite TF artists like Azel to teach you. I probably should do that. I need to be better about inviting artists. Yeah, like, get like some like Azel, Rev, Wolfang does a lot of TF art. I need to find people who like stream at roughly around the same time that I do.
Wretch, wretch, we're the wretch.
To
What's up,
preface
Chris?
this, the person who said this has a modern poo, but this is an exact quote. My aunt runs better than this game and she's crippled with arthritis and falls weekly. Reading it destroyed me and my chances of ever getting the game.
That is no, it doesn't surprise me one bit that that it runs very, very poorly. A game that makes 40 look like 1080. That is a deeply unfortunate typo. I will say that, Zev. I've already put the song in. But no, like, was anyone sincerely thinking, like, considering getting, considering getting Borderlands 4? Because I feel like that game series has been dead for a hot minute. Okay. Nope. I biffed it. I meant to click on you. I peeked at the second game, and and that is saying something. I didn't even like the second game. I mean, the first game was fun, but maybe that's just because I was younger. There you go. Starky, doesn't this song make you want a banana? This is the banana song with Kagemine Ren. Okay. I have not heard this. There's no way that this is the actual version of the song, and this isn't some fucked up remix. If this is actually party rock, I have not heard this song in at least like a decade and a half. It has been like 15 years. Wait, when did party rock actually come out? That might be overstating things a little bit. My guess would be like 2009? This feels very 2009. This is also like about the same time that like Skrillex was super popular. God. Came out in 2011. I was close. 2009 to 2011 is a 2-year difference. Why am I including... It's fine. Gets angry at myself for adding a fun detail that I know will look good. Like, it'll make the background look a little bit more, like, interesting. But no, like, this is just like this is such like a product of its time that to some degree it's like, you know, what were we thinking?
Wretch, wretch,
What's up, Chris?
the wretch.
It's called Party Rock Anthem. Look inside. It's EDM.
Yeah, it notably is EDM and not rock. Which is like the smallest like gripe to have, but I think it is a valid gripe. I had to fight the urge to put Ratitude in the queue. What the fuck is a Ratitude? That does not ring a bell even remotely. This is a lot of effort to be putting into a detail that's going to be covered by a dog man. A song that even the furry fandom hates. I mean, listen, the furry fandom hates a lot of songs. At this point, like, I'm relatively immune to most of the furry cringe songs because I moderate for Pop Mud, and he keeps fucking playing them. Furry song? Not furry Weezer? Oh. My brain immediately... Listen, you did... You got confused by the single word. The single word emotes are just fucking, like, I just have to kind of guess because they're too small on my fucking screen for me to know what word they are. It's a lot of effort to be putting in this fucking barrel. Well, I don't know any furry songs. There's a decent... There's a few of them. It's better if you don't know them, to be honest. Some of them are legendarily bad. Okay, Electro Swing. I'm here for it. I'm a big fan of Electro Swing. I know a Scaly one. Yeah, there's Ivy songs, Yonkor. There's also the I Want to Be a Kimono song. What is that? Oh, yeah, Three Kobolds in a Trench Coat is technically a Scaly song. I just realized this is TV time. This is a background object. No one's gonna fucking notice or care. Grabs myself. Stop fucking putting so much effort into it. Okay. The question is, do I want to try to do something a little bit... to be fair, doing something different has definitely, like, paid off. So I am leaning towards trying something a little bit different and doing my shading first. You can blur the background a bit. That way you fret less about the background. That's fair. Yeah, I can kind of, like, you know. But yeah. I think so far I've been doing well enough trying something new that I think I'm gonna try something a little bit new. With the way I handle, like, lighting and shading. Pokemon and Steel Wolf, glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Okay. Let's see. I started playing XXL Woofy and I've been having a lot of fun. This is gonna be Ship Shadows. I have to probably start moving these into their own fucking, like, layers. New layer folder. So this is gonna be Ship. Okay. Oh, I'm just playing the Long Dark. Okay, so this is ship. Taeyong C is my favorite character so far. That checks out. That checks out. Okay. All right. Time for me to figure out how the fuck to do shading again, because I've forgotten how to do shading because it's been so long. I need to actually hold up a moment. Oh my god, why is it like this? Still waiting for chapter 5. I just played the long dark chapter 5. I was like, wait, Delta in chapter 5? No. I'm like, you're still waiting to listen. They just dropped chapter 3 and 4. Like, you know. Patience. Oh, Reika, welcome on in, Raiders. Yeah. For those who don't know, I'm StarkyMorph, Big Chaos Crew Internet. Race here every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. From 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I'm playing indie games. However, every Tuesday, Friday for the last year and a half, we learned how to do some art. We're just having some Crystal Chronicles and having a fun time with it. Welcome on in, Reika. Welcome on in, Minotaur Magi. Minotaur McGee. But I am currently working on a piece of gift art, and suffice it to say, this has been the fucking hardest I've worked on any of my pieces in a hot minute. This is already like 20 hours of work, and to be fair, it looks good so far, but I'm currently trying to figure out how the fuck shading works again. Okay, so the first step of shading is figure out where your light source is. So you know how Greek mythology had the Titans before the gods? Yes. Recently worked on my most detailed piece as well. I wish you lots of luck. Heck yeah. Gotta love, like, artistic progress is definitely great to feel. Okay. Okay. I have fucked myself a bit here. Let's see if I'm not into vor, but yeah, Kasai. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like the way I have my layers set up, it doesn't really matter. Almost got Taeyong Sui to bond rank 3. My brain was like, wait, why am I even doing this? Like, it doesn't really matter because, like, okay. Okay, so I definitely think I want the sun source, like, camera perspective. Maybe overhead? I think, you know what, let's do overhead. Let's do overhead sun. We're waiting for the 5th chapter of Wintermute for like 2 to 3 years. I'm developing a mythos for my D&D campaign. I was taking inspiration from existing mythology, so you see, I'm not into vor. Actually, I literally incorporated vor cycles to my D&D's ancients lore. Yeah, accidentally. Accidentally, he says. Okay. Okay, so a lot of this is going to be on the railing and roughly along the side of the ship. No, like taking inspiration from Greek Norse mythology makes Vor inevitable, apparently. Yeah, Vor is literally as old as the Bible. It's actually significantly older than the Bible, isn't it? Now that I'm actually spending some time to think about it. Here, let me. Have you seen Goya's Saturn devouring his son? I have. It is deeply fascinating and also extremely horrific. Okay. Goya's later work is some of my favorite. It was also like Goya was definitely not okay when he was making that stuff. Like he was probably like kind of like, you know, deep in like in the middle of a mental breakdown. Okay. Shading. Let's see if this new technique helps me like get better shading quality though. Not what I wanted to do. Thank you, Control. There, and let's blend that a little bit. Oh god, why is the blending brush so big? I have to remind myself that like using the word favorite feels odd in this context. I enjoy them the most. I know the Long Dark had more than one character. I am unfamiliar with that. I feel like it's like winter wilderness survival, like based on the name, because I have not necessarily heard of that, like just on my own. Here, okay. Let's see. It is really wild how easy it is to create depth when you're shading. Like, I feel like I have to put so much effort into, like, making things, like, you know, pop out when I'm, like, drawing. But, like, when you're, like, working with a light, it's so much easier. To, like, make something look like it's, you know, it's got, like, depth to it. Okay. Because that's basically fully saturated in shadow. Okay. It's basically the world's over. You are one of the last humans left. It's pure winter and you try not to die, but death is inevitable. Okay. It's one of those like roguelike style games, like in the same vein as like Dwarf Fortress, where like you're more or less doomed from the very beginning, but like it's interesting to see how far you can get. It's not roguelike because it's a fixed map. Zomboid is like that too. The way he shows the insanity of humanity in his work later is something I rarely get to see. Picasso's Guernica is up there too. The Guernica shows the insanity of war. It's Astonish. Oh, I'd believe it. Welcome on a Gadget. Can we show for Gadget? Just driving as long as you can. It's interesting and fun. I guess to be fair, like Dwarf Fortress is technically more of like a city builder. It's just one that doesn't have an ending. You know, like it doesn't have like rather like doesn't have a like a bespoke ending point. I got spotted by a bear. To my heart. All right, lovely world of shading continues. Okay. Okay. I feel like water is weird and like it kind of like has its, you know, water's kind of doing its own thing in terms of like how it like refracts and reflects light. Oh god, I just realized this is like absolutely like this is an opportunity where like I can do reflected light. Is water wet? No, water is water is an attribute given to solids. If you're talking about in the common parlance sense. I just realized I'm dumb as fuck. But water is lava? No, lava is molten stone. Water is molten ice. Lava is intrinsically dry. Oh, wait, because this is... Okay, I see now. I actually was doing this correctly, and I wasn't fucking it up. Why the fuck did I... Why are these separate? Just fucking combine them. Oh, wait, no, I remember now why I had these separate. If the water is shallow, you can just draw the shadows and the highlights, which gives it a realistic look, and is what Studio Ghibli usually does for Totoro. The water here would be, I think, reasonably deep, because I think he's at least using a schooner, so it would probably be, you know, Like 200 to 300 feet deep. Because like you need a little bit, you need a decent chunk of like underneath, you know, leeway for a ship that has this kind of like, you know, architecture to it. Starky, why do you put words in my text? If the water shallow, you can just draw the shadow and highlights, which gives it a realistic look, and it is what Studio Ghibli did for Totoro. Yes. But isn't ice technically a rock / mineral, making water melted rock, aka lava? They're the faulty assumption is that ice is not a rock / mineral. Therein lies the fault of your assumption. Okay. Layer. Okay, let's do filter, I think. Filter, blur, Gaussian. It does fucking nothing. Why does Gaussian blur do nothing? Oh, it's because I think I had a selection. Layer. Let's see. Filter, blur, Gaussian. What? Why? Oh, because the Gaussian blur takes it takes a moment. Okay, I see. That was a hard fight I just had to do. Luckily, I won it somehow. Okay. There you go. Now I can combine this on this layer. Merge with layer below. Come back to this layer. Grab you. And we need to do like a little bit of shading on the Okay. Then we just need to grab you. Okay. Let's add some like right here. There you go. I still have to take my leave. I shall say that later, though. For sure. Thank you for stopping by, you sweet bean. I will be here for the next hour and a half. All right. Okay, that kind of stuff can like hide relatively well, so like I'm not necessarily gonna care super deeply about it. Okay, let's see if we can do like, because sharpness of shadows, I believe, is like an indicator for like reflective materials. Okay. Okay. How how does shading water even work? Man. Okay. How in the fuck? Okay. I'm just guessing. I need to figure out like how, you know, because like water ends up being like very specular, which means it reflects light very cleanly. Okay. Let's see if we can fake a 3D effect. I say fake, like you know, this isn't what every fucking digital artist does. Like no, like this is me trying to like replicate the feeling of 3 dimensions in 2. It's not faking it, it's, you know. Sometimes you gotta like figure out like more positive self-talk. This water's gonna look like ass. In worst case, I can just like erase the entire shadow layer for the, you know, for the water. Like if it actually does look that bad. It looks fine, IMO. Yeah, that's fair. Just how was the saying? Trust the process. Okay, grab the. I need to grab the blending tool because I biffed it. Rushing through the story of XXL Wolfie as I want as many golden bells as possible. The 5-star I was waiting to release has released. Is that a Nubaru? Correct. Points at you. Anubis simp. Anubarus. My bad. I have thought of writing an Anubis story. Not sure what I would write, though. A good question. Hmm. Okay. The profound sigh of trying my best to figure out how I want this to look and being like genuinely uncertain. You know what? Why do furries get horny over the literal embodiments of death? All you know, death is eternal, death is inevitable, yada yada, etc., etc. Death's hot when personified. I mean, furries also find a lot of like characters that will just like canonically, objectively kill them hot. Looking at you, Brian Echo. The fucking I believe he's straight up like a literal meth bear in there, and people are like, "Oh my god, Brian's so hot," and then he tortures and kills multiple people. Anubis is a god of funerary rites. I mean, Dragon's Man. That's a good point as well. I think I need to say anything. Fair enough. There's just a shared understanding. Furries get hard over the concept of being eaten. Yeah. So like, there's there's basically nothing you can do to shame them for turning Anubis hot. A friend of mine told me Jenna's route is probably the most cost-friendly route if I wanted to try Echo. Yeah, because Jenna's a girl boss who was too straight up bullies you the entire time. This is this song is actually so. Oh, hold up. I need to hide my references. What? The fuck? The fuck? Oh. Oh, well, this is oh, god damn it. Oh, why did I do this? Okay. Also, this song, like, low-key kind of sucks. Is it just me? I agree. Oh, the beat has no progression. It just, like, musically is very boring. God damn it. Alright, fine, I'll fucking... I feel like a doofus now, because I have to fucking, like, paint this entire goddamn thing. Okay. Well, this is gonna be the rest of the stream. It's just gonna be fucking selecting the mutt. Selects you. Selects you and flips you twice. Alright. On par. What? Oh my fucking god. It was doing the fucking YouTube shit. Now this is a scaly song. Okay. Now the question is the line she was set on by a null or sat on by a null? I'm pretty sure the correct answer is set on by a null, but knowing the furry community, I'm sure many a person would prefer to be sat on. Like that's definitely one of those lines that, like, you could very much turn into, like, wishful thinking. No, most furries would rather get stepped on. That's fair. You make a compelling point. You see it happening at furry cons. I'm sure a decent number of furries are getting sat on as well. It's just that's usually more for, like, you know, the room parties, I imagine. Okay. I'm trying to, like, the best. I think in general it's better to do, like, a clipping mask. Like, I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about, like, painting and shading this specific aspect of it. Kobolds in a trench coat. And if you're wondering how I sing three-part harmony, when there's just one man without another to be seen, the most observant of you already have gleaned that I am not a man, I am three kobolds in a trench coat. One's on the bottom, fiddling feet, two's in the middle, keeping the beat. I'm pretending not to be three kobolds in a trench coat. We're pretending not to be three kobolds in a trench coat. Oh, this is a fucking banger. This is lycanthropy. All right. Okay, so does this what genre of music is this? Is this EDM? I hate the feeling of I know you know, but I can't put my finger on my any actual memories, not gonna lie, because that means my brain placed the memory somewhere other than under someone's username. Have you considered a better long-term storage plan? Also, we're about to run our second set of 3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls. People don't have to deal with ads. As soon as they join the stream. Retro bits, maybe? All right. Is it autism or ADHD that caused that to be filed wildly inconsistently? I feel like the idea that you have a filing system in your brain is intrinsically autistic, but the idea that like your filing system is inconsistent is the ADHD aspect, so it's kind of both. And don't get me wrong, like I do that too. Like I do that as well, where like I'm like, yes, you know, okay, I do this dumb thing where like I will remember fucking exact like I'll like for there'll be two pairs of objects that are similar to each other, like pairs, you know, and then I'll you know, I'll be able to like, oh, okay, like I know one of them. Let me go ahead and figure out the other one. Like you know, lions and tigers are very similar animals. So like in my brain, I'm like, okay, you know, like fucking, how do I tell them apart? Like, how do I remember which is which? And my brain's literally just like, lions are the ones with the manes, therefore tigers are the other ones. It's not like the tigers don't have their own fucking, like, you know, my brain doesn't associate them with their own attribute, like the stripes. My brain is just, they aren't lions. And that feels like my fucking, like, my brain is is full of glitches. I have fucking like you know, random access memory bugs in my fucking brain cells. Okay. The reason this is happening, there's definitely a more efficient way to do this, but I can't do this because I have completely fucked up the canvas. See, the reason that is the case is because I'm an idiot. I'm a fool. I think fool is more fair. Like calling myself a fool is makes it more obvious that like I am every time like you know I call myself dumb. I'm clearly joking. Just like that's the thing. It's like you know, a lot of people take umbrage. I would say somewhat understandably whenever I like you know I make fun of myself for like doing something stupid, but like. You know, I wouldn't make the joke if I wasn't comfortable with that aspect of myself, and you know, I remember you. I saw your username in passing in a lobby of Super Animal Royale 4 years ago. Yeah, that's I'm gonna be honest with you. If you said that to me, I would assume you're a stalker, and I would immediately block you. Like you are getting you are adding exactly the amount of details that makes it problematic. If you're like, oh yeah, I remember we played like a game, once, 4 years ago. Like that's the thing where it's like, okay, like that's weird, but it's not problematic. The fact that it's specifically an Animal Royale lobby and you know exactly how long ago it was, like that's where it starts becoming like, oh God, what is happening around me? This isn't a phrase song. I consider one of the I consider one bit because of the lyrics. Is it Little Pup? But then I can't remember how I met one of my friends / half our earlier interactions are attributed to someone, but I don't know who exactly. What the Looking at some of these things up close definitely makes me wonder what the fuck I was thinking, but like from a distance, like from the way that the piece is actually going to be viewed, I feel like that's they go back in chat logs and I'm like, oh. You have chat logs saved? Yep, and that and Baby Wolf all in a spin. Little pup, and it's in the I'm a data hoarder, Starky. Fair enough. Fair enough. You said Chadwalk? That's because I did. Gaslights you. Gaslights you cutely. Ooh, gaslights you cutely. What the fuck is that doing on this layer? What if I erase that? What layer are you on? What layer is this? What the fuck layer is this on? Oh, I know why. Okay. The worst of what I came from. Patterns I'm ashamed of. Things that even I don't understand. I tried to fix it. I tried to hide. I always think that line should be I tried to hide it. Did my lies all collided? I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side. Broken to a million pieces, and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me, darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. Oh, that's why. How did We're shouting in the silence. We're rising defiant. Shouting in the quiet. You're not alone. Whispering to our demons. We let them get between us. But none of us are out here on our own. We're cowards, so we were liars. So we're not heroes. We're still survivors. This guy's a part of me. The light instead. And define this is what it sounds like. Okay. Well, that takes care of that issue. What are you gonna eat after stream? Well, I already had dinner, which I just like heated up a frozen pizza. Normally on Fridays I do like, I'd like to get food delivered, but I really need to be aggressive about my savings, so can't do that unfortunately. But after stream, I'm probably just gonna hop on and play more Silksong, if I had to guess. Knowing me. Sign up for food stamps. Unfortunately, I don't think I make. I think I make too much money to qualify. The problem is, I make too much money to reasonably qualify for food stamps. And to some degree, like it is mostly just a logistical thing for me that but yeah. Because I basically I need to save up like something to the effect of like 4.5 to 5K over the next 5 months. So gotta love that. I mean, I reasonably understand why, because it's part of the process of me moving to Canada. Understandable, yeah. I mean, like, one of the things I could do is, like, find, like, a roommate for, like, Actually, to be fair, I hope you won't move to Canada. I kind of need to, logistically speaking, but... But yeah, no. It is a process, unfortunately. Currently, my work is a lot of... What about roommate? Well, okay. My place, unfortunately, I don't think could reasonably handle a roommate, and I would only be having them for like 5 months, which would like reasonably have my the cost of living, like the cost of rent from like around 12K to 6K. or from around 1200 to 600, which would be a lot, but the big limitation is internet speeds, because the internet here sucks. But yeah, it is a constant thing kind of in the back of my mind. I might do like a donathon, like if I need the last little bit, and like if I'm close, and it would basically be for like sub 1,000. I would just need to like figure out like incentives and goals and like that kind of stuff. Because I've never done one of those before. Yikes. Oh no, I mean, listen. It's one of those things where it's like I have backup plans. I don't want to have to rely on the backup plans. So that's why I'm like trying my absolute hardest to be as aggressive about savings right now as I can. So that way, like, I don't have to like rely on any of my like 4 different backup plans. But such is life. I mean, no, like currently I'm looking at Ontario. I should probably throw a couple of job applications out towards Victoria. Because that is a significantly longer move, but it is, you know, increasing the number of areas I could potentially land does seem like a pertinent thing. The job search process is such a pain in the ass. It has not gotten easier since I last did it, which was like 2 years ago. Being an adult's such a scam. Do you say Japan? No, Japan's not on the list of places for me to go. I don't speak Japanese. I don't really have any plans on learning Japanese. Also, it's just like really far away. I would prefer to stay close to the United States if possible. Okay. Move to Hawaii. That's the opposite of what I want to do. It is both distant and in the United States. Also, Hawaii is for Hawaiians. They don't need another fucking white person showing up and taking their land. What is this? I'm beginning to think that, you know... if you want to? If I want to what? Also, like, Hawaii is incredibly high like, cost of living. It's a 7-minute song. Not you, Starky. Oh, sure, putting them with the flowers. This might be a skip. Yeah, this is a skip. Like, it just continues to be, like, low fidelity, generally spooky noises. So I'm like, who cares? Yeah, I forgot about Hawaii. It's like, I think, like, the single highest cost of living place in the United States outside of, like, maybe San Francisco. it like might actually be worse than San Fran, which is fucking like an accomplishment if ever there was one. Son of a bitch. Okay, fine. But yeah. The big thing is just like I don't know how the fuck to find a job. I've largely just like I at this point like I've largely just like rule of large numbers. It's like just thrown out like upwards of like 5 digits of applications and heard back from like one person. So I don't know if I'm going about this incorrectly. The answer is probably. The answer is probably just you need to know someone, which is lame, but like, you know. Okay. This is just, you know, pain. It does make me glad that, like, you know, I found a significantly easier way to go about, like, you know, doing baseline painting. This is a reminder of like why it's nice to and probably to keep that in mind the next time I do line art. You know, this is like one of those like you fucked up, but like you get to learn from your fuck up moments. Oh, that's right. I have to do the other leg yet. Okay. Starky, help if I spend $10, I'll 100% get the Anubis clone. You'll get 10 more golden bells before the event ends. Do I do it? Like I promise you'll like through the in-game shop, like the daily shop resets, you'll get like enough more golden bells to guarantee it. Also, it is worth noting that that guaranteed XXL roll is not guaranteed to be the banner character. How long do you have? Somewhere on the order of like 3 weeks, I think. Already got a non-banner 5-star. I think then you're... I'm not sure how the pity system works for like that, but you're likely to get it. Do the dead dance is a fucking powerful thing to say. I just got back. I just got back from drinking a vitamin. I think guys call those slushies. Anyway, so what's about pity systems? Zeph was wanting to. I mentioned how I'm not super certain how the pity system works for banner characters in XXL Wolfias, because apparently Zeph's already gotten a non-banner 5-star. I also be sure to like check the quest, because certain if you can do the towers actually give you a ton of golden bells very early on in your account's lifespan. I think when you reach a number of rolls, you just get a character. Well, it's 80 rolls to get a guaranteed 5-star. The problem is you're not guaranteed to get the banner 5-star. I don't know if the top of my... I assume, I guess, like, that since they haven't mentioned it, there probably is no guarantee for, like, you know, like, getting, like, oh, it's like, you know, when you're guaranteed 5 stars as a 50-50. So, like, you know, if you lose the first coin flip, you'll get it the next coin flip. Should I move to... No. Jokingly is like, should I move to Saskatchewan? To be fair, I haven't heard anything bad about Saskatchewan. I haven't heard anything about Saskatchewan, so my guess is it's basically like Canada's equivalent of Indiana, where no one cares. I don't remember perfectly as the game deleted my account when I tried to link it and I lost my progress, so I uninstalled it. That is an understandable and very fair reaction. I've been procrastinating on a programming assistant all day, and I don't trust my programming ability enough to even start. I mean, tomorrow is always another day. Sometimes you just have nothing days, and that is life. Capitalism doesn't necessarily understand that, but that is, I think, accurate to the human life. That you will have days where you just, like, you'll get everything done, and you'll have days where you get nothing done. Okay. All this just to paint a dog brown. Digital art's very silly. Okay. Could have already been painting him brown. Oh, okay. So the big thing with the reason I'm doing this is because I want to mask. Because it's going to make it a lot easier to paint him as well as to paint the shadows. Is this a fucking Freddy Krueger rap? This is the most fucking corny ass. This is giving like immense like 80s energy. It is 80s. Well, I was accurate. So something to do with like the synth drums is it's giving 80s for sure. I feel like, yeah, like you don't get like this kind of like, you know, a lot of like squeaky synths, a lot of drum synths. I feel like Freddy Krueger is like dangerously like susceptible to lucid dreamers. Thank you for the Borb. I've not actually seen A Nightmare on Elm Street, so I don't know if they bring that up, but like, yeah, if someone's just like, yeah, I'm just just like a fucking like Freddy just shows up in a fucking like 12-year-old's lucid dream. It's just like fucking like unicorns and horror. You know, she's like, oh my god. If there's one thing I've learned, apparently girls do way more are way more about body horror than men. You probably have some bullshit that overpowers a lucid dreamer. That's fair. It is a horror movie after all. Really? Apparently. Because like, you know, there's been a couple of things where I'm like, you know, my friends show it to me. They're like, yeah, this is targeted at like, you know, at like the young girl demographic, but it's genuinely a good story. And then it's the most fucking like horrifying, like, it's like, yeah, I have prehensile eyes that I touch things with. No, thank you. I do not want you to touch me with your prehensile eyes. That sounds fucking awful. Looking at you, Centaur World. I feel like, to be fair, I feel like the only difference between a lot of like cartoons and if this is the major demographic of true crime, is this like the major demographic of true crime stuff as women? Yeah, probably. But brain, you know, fuck. Watch Elfen Lied, I guess. Isn't that like is Elfen Lied a shoujo? That's the one with the pink-haired girl that kills everyone with her psionic superpowers because she's secretly an alien, right? And also she's got like split personality. Elfen Lied is just torture porn. I you know, I appreciate the advice. Yeah, I'll probably give that one a miss. I say that, but I did watch Takabi's Original Sin, which is arguably torture porn. It's like it is ultimately like it is in service of like a like character development and story. Like like the characters do get a happy-ish ending. It's complicated. This one this one threw me a little bit. I won't lie. But yeah, no, I highly recommend if you want a bad time, watch Takabi's Original Sin. If you want a bad time, that's a good time. Before they work on Nightmare on Elm Street, Disney wanted to tone it down to be a kids movie. The fact of the thing is, I could actually reasonably see that, like, working. Like the idea being like, oh, like, you know, it's like, oh, it's a show about like teaching kids to face their fears and knowing that nightmares right now. So imagine Freddy Krueger in Kingdom Hearts. That, to be fair, that is my understanding of what Kingdom Hearts, like, I feel like you're joking, but like I genuinely could meaningfully, like, I feel like Freddy Krueger wouldn't be that out of place in Kingdom Hearts. And maybe that's just because Sephiroth is in there. Maybe that Sephiroth is just fucking up like my perspective on that. Let's not forget Pirates of the Caribbean is in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3. I think I've seen like one of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I couldn't tell you which one, but I feel like I oh no, I definitely remember seeing one in theaters. Because I definitely remember it was one where there was like a jump scare. Basically, like they're like wandering through a forest, and then a character jumps out from a fucking bush. And I definitely remember my sister throwing her fucking popcorn like bucket in the air, and I was scared too. So my fucking like I put my face in my hands, but somehow popcorn got there, and so I was just munching on popcorn, too scared to look at the screen. I would say it was probably Kingdom Hearts 2. Welcome on Corvid Bubble. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Get a show for Corvid Bubble. What scene? I don't remember the specifics of it, which is I think is probably like a sign that, you know, there's it might have been a trauma memory now. They're just like they were wandering through a jungle, and then like, you know, they're like they stop for a moment. They're like there's something around us, and then like immediately from behind them pops a fucking like a guy out of a bush. Okay, perfect. So now layer mask selection. Oh, god damn it, it's mask outside the selection, isn't it? Layer mask outside selection. Oh. Shit. Okay. Because I forgot that the fucking the way masking works. I need to actually slightly adjust this. Oh, hey, that's I'm glad I caught it. Okay, now let's give this a shot. Layer mask, mask outside selection. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I forgot. I forgot how I wanted masks to work. Okay, I do actually need to adjust it a little bit, but Trey, because I'm supposed to put the layer mask on specifically the layer where I'm doing the coloring. So new, create folder and insert layer. Body and pants. And then this is going to be a new layer. Raster. Nope. New raster layer. Move you below the line art. Body and pants shadows. And then we add the fucking, there we go. Layer mask, mask outside selection. Actually, I should probably make this the color. Wait, can I copy? Apply mask to layer. Oh. There's interesting things you can do with masks. I need to probably investigate more. I mean, I can actually also mask now that I have that via doing this. See, new raster layer. This is going to be the shadows. Layer mask, mask selection. Okay. And then since we're doing this already, might as well just like go ahead and like set it up all so that way like next time all I have to do is just like start messing with layers and like actually painting. New raster layer. This is the not so sexy part of the artistic process that I'm sure other artists are significantly faster about doing. Let's see, create folder and insert it. Okay. Selection pen time. What the f... Why would I go and do something like that? Now I feel like a dingus. Okay, it's fine. It means my like layers are slightly incorrect, but Art Burb, welcome on a Bacon Magician. Glad to have you, Sweet Bane. Burb is arting. And not farting. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, for some people, it's probably unfortunate. Been really good, getting into art. Yeah. To be fair, I've been doing it for a year and a half, so it only makes sense that I would start showing a little bit of progress. I've been working on my paper crafts. Heck yeah. That's great. Okay. The joys of this shit. Okay. Depending on how long I want to futz around with shading, this piece probably has like another 3 hours left on it, which does mean I'm coming to the end of it. But it also means that there's still a lot to do. I mean, this piece is like, it's probably taking me like in total, like, I don't want to say like a month, but like half a month. Actually, I need to probably like, because I definitely started this in August. I just don't remember when in August I started it. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this like last hour has just been like deep sighs of like regret over how I've handled how I handled the workflow of this. This too will be a good learning experience. It's difficult. It's not difficult. It's just boring. Like tedious. Like this would have this like because you know I found a way to paint this much faster, but because of the way I handled the the fucking like partial transparency, life has many mistakes, Starky boy. Life has many mistakes, Starky boy. But yeah, no, because because of the way I handled the like mixing of like various layers, I kind of fucked myself and forced myself into handling. Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, like that's fine because it's you know they're supposed to be on this layer anyway. Okay. There we go. Layer mask, mask outside selection. Okay, that mostly works as intended. And then what I can do is magic wand. Oh god, fucking. Mm. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Any more of you errant pixels I should know about? Okay. Now we layer mask, mask outside selection, and then we do that, and then now we can grab this with the magic pen tool. There was a single pixel, a single pixel. Wait, the pixel isn't even what? What the fuck? The pixel disappeared. Interesting. Layer mask, mask outside selection. Paint. Wrong layer? It's not even a wrong layer. I genuinely don't know what did that. I'm doing this correctly. Well, as correctly as I can reasonably be doing it, given the fact that I initiated this with a fuck up. Okay. Now, layer selection again. Check to make sure there aren't any holes. And then now we add the... oh, God. Layer... Okay. Layer mask. Mask outside selection. Nope, that's not the right layer. Because I need to add a new layer. New raster layer, and this is going to be the shadows. I just realized I also probably need to make an own specific layer for it's the movie about the mom having the demonic baby. That sounds familiar. It's something's baby, Rosemary's Baby. This is going to be shadows. And I'm gonna have to make another layer for each of these. That's called fucking highlights. Oh my god, why have I done this to myself? Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's gonna look good in the end. It's gonna look good in the end. I've not seen Rosemary's Baby, but I am familiar. I'm familiar with it, more or less by like reputation. I swear to God that this was gonna be the start of verses from fucking what's it called? Ultra Kill. It was given profound versus energy. Okay. Okay, I see. I see now how this works. Well, I'm learning a lot about layer masking, which is handy. I'm sure this will come in useful for later pieces. Even if I feel like a little bit of a doofus right now. Wow, I seriously overpainted this. Oof. There we go.
Wretch, wretch, where the wretch.
What's up, Chris?
Hashtag W come closer. Yes, come closer to me, the funny rat.
No, I don't trust you.
You're a bitch, Lamont.
This is why I don't trust you. You have to build up a rapport. You have to build up a rapport. You have to make me believe that you're going to say something other than I'm a bitch. It's like your catchphrase, Mr. Little Rat Man. I feel like this has less to do with what is the deal with this song? I don't know. It gives weird energy. Only 23 summons to go, and that includes 14 from free daily summons. Wait, are you rolling with silver bells or golden bells? Because free daily summons, I think, are exclusively for silver bells, aren't they? Golden bells? Okay. Again, what are the expression? Why is every expression it makes so fucking derpy now? Okay, that's significantly better. I think the eyes were like slightly out of focus. I feel like eyes are like secretly the like everyone complains about hands. I feel like eyes are like secretly also on the list of things that are just huge pains in the ass because they're like they're so easy to get wrong. So we're going to be wrapping up here shortly. Mostly I just want to hit the tail. No, is reset the daily shop for the chance. Yeah. I sent like fucking 100 rerolls in the daily shop. Got Bond rank 3 with Taeyong Sui. Congrats. Now you get to see him naked. You get to see the Schmeat. Oh no, wait, never mind. That's only if you like do the match 3 correctly. I forgot. I got their match 3 correctly on day 1. God damn. That's like awesome, like genuinely incredible because like the chances of that happening, even like if you know, are fucking like super duper low. Here, let me get the tail and then we'll probably just go ahead and call it. Well, I would have liked to have gotten more done today, but this does work, so. Okay. Are the glasses too thick? Because like when I zoom out, like this actually kind of like molds together into like one giant like. Well, another thing to consider. That will be for probably next time though. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. Here, let me go and put on the outro playlist. We will be picking back up on, let's see. It will be... I'm trying to think, like, what, Monday? Monday. We'll be picking back up on Monday, where I'll probably be doing some Power Wash Sim. And I actually downloaded Lies of P, which is another game that's been on my to playlist for the longest time. So I still do kind of want to play Disco Elysium, but I don't know if now is necessarily the correct time. You know, given recent events. But let's see. I said I was gonna raid into someone, and now I can't remember. We raid into Zet. I feel like I'm losing my, like, I knew I would, I can't remember who I wanted to raid into. Shit. Oh, I'm in pain. Shadraw's hosting their affiliate anniversary? Yeah, but go say hi to Sha, to Shraw. Sha, I says. Where is he? I definitely saw him. I really need to just, like, look people. Fuck it, just looks him up. There we go. But yeah, start the raid over to Shadraw. Sorry if I was a little bit, like, less chatty today. I genuinely, like, I want to finish up this piece, because I'm currently, like, now I'm doing nested birthday gift work, so... But yeah, let's go over to Shaw, especially because he hung around here earlier. Let me make sure I get the spelling right. But yeah, if this is your first time here, I'm StarkyMorph, Big Gay Chaos Creating Internet. I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games, however, every Tuesday and Friday for the last year and a half, I've been learning to do some art. So if you'd like to see what all we've been working on, yeah, feel free to hang out there. Drop a follow here, as well as drop a follow over on the Blue Sky. Where I, our post art that I make, as well as art that I get commissioned, general ramblings, all the good stuff. I have a YouTube if you'd like to catch them on the VODs there, see what we've been up to, which I'm in the process. I have them all uploaded. I just need the executive function to actually, like, schedule them. I have a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, say how Sweet Beans, see the Curse Count those Sweet Beans post. And of course, we have a coffee sponsorship. If you'd like to pick up some coffee from Dragon Roast Coffee and use discount code StarkyMorph to take 10% off and get help support the channel. Anyways, I love you guys to bits. Sorry, sorry about, like, the little bit of spotty schedule recently, but yeah, I will catch you all on Monday with probably Power Wash Sim. We'll figure it out, though. Maybe I'll pick up 2 games. Maybe we'll put Power Wash Sim on the back burner. I can do, like, Lies of P and something else. But yeah, love you guys. See you then. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Bye.